We're under weather alert for potential severe weather tomorrow afternoon's commute. I'm going to let you know when it's going to be worst in your neighborhood. Coming up in my Weather Authority forecast.
A lot of violence starting around here. It's getting worse and worse. A lot of shootings.
Baltimore County residents tell Fox 45 News crime has them on edge. What has them so worried for their safety? DPW and the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement losing their leaders this week. What we know about their departures and the controversies they each faced.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 10.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala. We are on weather alert tonight. The potential of severe weather is in our forecast. The clouds rolled in already this afternoon. Some people even saw a few showers. The risk for severe storms is extending from Louisiana all the way to Michigan as southwestern states continue to deal with oppressively hot temperatures in the triple digits. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Myers for the latest on the storms headed our way. Jonathan?
Yeah, those southern storms, Mary, are going to be ours by tomorrow afternoon. A level 3 of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather, although not unheard of around here. It's kind of unusual to get this high of a risk of severe weather. Basically, from Baltimore south and east is at enhanced risk tomorrow afternoon between about 4 and 9 p.m. North and west of that, it's a level 2 of 5 risk of severe weather. That is a slight risk of severe weather, Carroll County and northern Baltimore County. Already we've had some rough weather up around Altoona, Pennsylvania, down to Cumberland, Maryland. Tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watches all the way in a swath from Detroit, Michigan, down into Memphis and portions of the deep south, and this continues to move its way east. This is just some scattered stuff overnight, not severe, but notice what happens by tomorrow midday and afternoon. The clouds begin to billow, and there are your storms approaching from the north and west. Looking pretty nasty in a line here during the p.m. commute. Not a good time for this. I'm going to let you know how it looks all the way through the afternoon and evening commute coming up in my Weather Authority forecast.
Jonathan, thanks. Stay with Fox 45 News. Our team of meteorologists will be tracking the storms throughout the night. Justin Chambers will have the latest forecast before you head out the door on Fox 45 Morning News starting at 4:30. And download the free WBFF Weather Authority app to track the storms even when we're not on air. You can use our powerful Doppler radar to follow storms right down to your street. Just go to the App Store, search WBFF to get started. Fox 45 News following the crime throughout the state. In Baltimore City, police say a 60-year-old man was stabbed to death inside a home along North Caroline Street in East Baltimore this afternoon. 4 other people were shot over the weekend. 1 of the victims died. Now, the shooting happened in Park Heights, the person who died. It was a double shooting in front of the Belvedere Safe Streets office. The Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement oversees the Safe Streets program. Its director, Shante Jackson's last day on the job is Friday. We'll take a closer look at the future of that office coming up in just a few minutes. But we begin with the violence in Baltimore County. It has seen 6 shootings this month. The latest happened just days ago. Fox 45's Vincent Hill demanding answers for us tonight.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, non-fatal shootings and homicide.
Began to compromise who I was as a man and as a professional. I woke up today, I felt free. I don't feel oppressed any longer. I don't feel enslaved.
Well, Mitchell's last day was initially supposed to be in April, but in March, the mayor's office announced Mitchell would stay through June 30th to help complete ongoing projects. Now, the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement director, Shantae Jackson, will leave her position on Friday as well, leaving behind a number of projects that office is part of. Monzi is playing a key role in the mayor's group violence reduction strategy, which the city is working to expand, as well as that youth curfew and the Safe Streets program. It's not clear who will run Monzi next and what the future holds for Jackson. Fox 45 News pressed her on her departure last month.
I know that you announced your resignation. You're planning to leave. Can you say where you plan to go?
Let me stop right here.
Okay.
Never, ever will I prioritize any news about me over top of news about our young people.
That's why I didn't ask
we
during
can
the
save
press
that
conference.
question for a time when I'm ready to share it. Thank you.
Do you have any idea who will be taking your place, especially given this youth curfew plan and Monzi's role in this?
Well, when it comes to the Safe Streets program, Fox 45 News has learned about a few changes even since Jackson announced her departure in early May. The program will soon stop evaluating Safe Streets contracts annually in favor of multi-year contracts. Right now, 2 nonprofits run Safe Streets locations. Their contracts with the city are approved annually. Catholic Charities and LifeBridge Health were supposed to take over all Safe Streets locations earlier this year. But last week, the Board of Estimates extended its contract with Park Heights Renaissance for the Park Heights Safe Streets site for the second time. Well, Fox 45 News has been investigating the Safe Streets program, how it spends its money for more than a year. In January, Baltimore City handed more than 450 pages worth of Safe Streets-related contracts after we threatened legal action. The names of employees are redacted because Safe Streets says they are not city employees. They work for the nonprofit that operate their locations. Well, Jackson and Mitchell are just the latest executives to leave the Scott administration. Police Commissioner Michael Harrison stepped down a few weeks ago, and the fire department has been without a permanent leader for months. You can find more on the vacant positions in city government on our website, foxbaltimore.com. Former Baltimore City Mayor Sheila Dixon is hinting at a 2024 run for mayor. During a town hall with political commentator Armstrong Williams last week, she called it a strong possibility. Supporters say Dixon is a good candidate, pointing to historic drops in the city's homicide rate during her time in office. Others say they're not sure now is the right time for the city to change leaders. Regardless, community leaders say whomever wins the mayor's office needs to come to the table with solutions.
What's going to be my management strategy? What's going to be my administrative strategy around key offices, key agencies? How I'm going to ensure that I have the best candidate and best person in those offices. You can't get away from this. I've got to have a strategy for improving schools.
After 2 years, Dixon's tenure as mayor came to an abrupt halt when she pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor embezzlement charge and was forced to resign. Dixon says she felt shame and embarrassment and sought mental help. Dixon says she continues to rebuild trust with voters. Well, we want to hear from you. If the Baltimore City mayoral primary was right now, who would you vote for? Mayor Brandon Scott or former Mayor Sheila Dixon? 96% of voters right now say Sheila Dixon. Go to foxbaltimore.com/vote to weigh in. The 2 people charged in March's deadly Beltway crash will be in court tomorrow. What to expect from those hearings? Senator Ted Cruz urging the House to look into impeaching President Biden. The revelations in the investigation into the president's son that have him making that call.
And we are under weather alert for tomorrow, an enhanced 3 out of 5 risk of severe weather coming for the afternoon rush. I'm going to let you know how bad it's going to be in your neighborhood, hour by hour, minute by minute, coming up in my Weather Authority forecast.
Happening tomorrow, both suspects in the crash on the Baltimore Beltway that killed 6 construction workers back in March will be in court. 54-year-old Lisa Adrian Lee will have a status hearing. She's facing a number of charges, including 6 counts of manslaughter. Police say she was trying to change lanes when she hit another car driving by Malachi Brown. Prosecutors say Lee was driving at 121 miles per hour before the crash. Brown will have a scheduling hearing tomorrow. He is also facing several charges, including manslaughter. Prosecutors say he was going more than 120 miles per hour as well. Senator Ted Cruz is now urging the House to look into impeaching President Biden following IRS whistleblower revelations that allegedly show his involvement in Hunter Biden's business deals. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins has the story.
Joe Biden allegedly more involved in his son's business deals than he admitted to.
This is a stunning accusation.
A pair of IRS whistleblowers involved in the DOJ's investigation into Hunter Biden's tax crimes, revealing to Congress a WhatsApp message from 2017 from Hunter Biden to a Chinese business associate. The message reads, "I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to know why the commitment has not been made."
He's threatening this Chinese business associate, saying, if I don't get what I want from you right now, Dad is right here, and he knows a lot of people, and it's going to be really bad for you. It's the strongest piece of evidence we have yet that Joe Biden was aware and was there.
Shortly after the message, a bank account linked to Hunter Biden received a $5 million payment.
This is truly 100 times bigger than Watergate. This is a much bigger story than Watergate.
The White House dodging questions.
And I'm not going to comment further on this. I am not going to address this issue from this podium. I'm just not going to do it.
A White House spokesperson later releasing a statement writing, "As we have said many times before, the president was not in business with his son." Hunter Biden's attorney responding to the whistleblower revelations, writing, "Any verifiable words or actions of my client in the midst of a horrible addiction are solely his own and have no connection to anyone in his family." The whistleblowers also shedding light on how the investigation into the first son differed from other probes, resulting in what critics call a sweetheart plea deal.
When you're denying search warrants, when you're saying you can't ask about Joe Biden, can't use the term the big guy, and ask about that email, and tipping off the Justice Department is tipping off Hunter Biden's lawyers before you do something. This is this preferential treatment that the whistleblowers are talking about. That's not supposed to happen in our system of justice.
Representative Jim Jordan says the House Oversight Committee now wants to talk to the Assistant District Attorney for Delaware, who, according to the whistleblowers, helped shield Hunter Biden. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
We are under weather alert for our Monday afternoon. It's an enhanced level 3 risk of severe weather. What you see there in the orange is that enhanced risk. So most of our area, except for extreme northern Baltimore County, as well as most of Carroll County, large hail. That's going to be a stronger potential than usual. Some strong, gusty, damaging winds, and maybe even an isolated tornado. But again, going to put the emphasis here on the large hail and perhaps also the strong winds. Now, we do need some rain, and we could see some downpours as well, so that's the good news. The timing is the really bad news. 4 p.m. through 9 p.m. Monday afternoon and Monday evening. So that's just in time for your afternoon commute. I wanted to show you all the convective outlooks, if you will, that the National Weather Service usually puts out. We're usually here in the marginal to slight risk, the level 1 or level 2 of 5. This time around, we're in the enhanced. It's not totally out of the question that we see enhanced risks of severe weather around here. It has happened before, but it's a little more rare and a little higher than our average risk of severe weather when they are put out. So again, you're going to have to really keep your eyes to the sky, and it could be a little more widespread in terms of the severe weather for tomorrow than typical. Now, you can see Altoona all the way down to Winchester and Virginia. There is a line of storms. It's kind of diminishing as it moves east, but there potentially could be some of that lasts into the Baltimore area through just after midnight. Then all this severe weather with the tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watches, all that is going to move east tomorrow afternoon. Now, the good news is, look at this. This area in orange, that is a moderate to severe now drought up and down the 95 corridor. So we need some rain, and yes, it does look like we are going to get some for tomorrow. 80 right now, Mile 1 Tascam. It is sticky, steamy. This is ingredient number one that you need. After highs of 92 today, we make it to the 90s again tomorrow. Winds out of the south at 3 miles an hour. That dew point up near 70. So it's kind of sauna weather right now with 80 degrees here in Baltimore. A little bit cooler up at Elkton, but we're at 75 at Bel Air, 75 at Westminster. There's the muggy weather. Storm system is spinning its way and kind of stalled over the Great Lakes. It's going to shoot some disturbances our way into the heat and humidity. Number one for tomorrow with all the storms in the Ohio Valley. That's going to be that potential of severe weather. You can see all the storms diminishing overnight in the cooling temperatures in the 70s by early tomorrow morning. Not that cool, but it is going to be muggy and not quite the 90s, of course, that we may potentially get to tomorrow afternoon, about 91, 92. And then look, after about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, there come the storms. And by about 8:45, they're coming through Baltimore and then moving east by about midnight tomorrow night. So we do get some good rain. We need the rain, and it looks like we will see some, maybe a quarter to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. So we call it a weather alert day tomorrow, 92. Still unsettled on Tuesday, especially in the afternoon, but that is not as severe, I think. A stray shower on Wednesday, 81, and then we pump those temperatures back up to near 90 as we head closer to July 4th. Into the weekend. And by the way, I just wrote up this brand new weather article on our severe weather expected for tomorrow. Just go to foxbaltimore.com, click on news, click on local, and there you'll find it. You can also find it on my social media channels. I'm going to put it up there right now.
Jonathan, thanks. Scan the QR code on your screen to show us what the weather is like in your neighborhood. If you can safely take pictures or video when the storms roll through your neighborhood, we want to see them. Upload them to our website, foxbaltimore.com/chime in. You could see them on air or online. The Coast Guard won't say just how much the search for the Titan submersible costs, how much it could be, and what officials are saying about who will foot the bill. Airlines will have to make a big change in the coming days, what it is and how it could impact your summer travel plans.